Hi everyone, Joe here. Well, we are continuing to review the book U Squared and the 18 principles that help us create a quantum leap in our life. And so we've reviewed the first three foundation principles, which are the promise and understanding the principle of quantum physics, as well as knowing that U squared is actually a multiplying of all the things that make us up, and in squaring that off so that we are not only aware of what we must do to get to the quantum leap, but that we agree to it. So it is an awareness as well as an agreement. So now we're going to start with the practices. And step number 4 is to change your personal rules of success. Now, we all have paradigms of our life, how we should be, what we have to do, what we have to have done, what we have to do regarding the economy and regarding the world. And all of these internal beliefs, these internal paradigms, comprise what we are, and how we're thinking internally is our reality. So if you want to know what your internal thinking is right now, just take a look at your life. That goes for me too. So what we are inside projects on the exterior. So in order to make that quantum leap, we have to absolutely change our way of thinking, don't we? So what we want to do then is to take a look at, Einstein had made the statement that you cannot, the problems that you currently have in your life cannot be solved with the same level of thinking that created the problems. So as we are wanting to elevate that frequency, we have to take a look at where we are now and get into the spiral motion of elevating that frequency to where it must be in order to take that quantum leap. And Pritchard is saying in his book that change your personal rules for success. Leveraging up your personal effectiveness by an order of magnitude from going from U to U squared is not a commonplace idea. You should not be surprised to hear the unconventional success calls for unconventional approaches. Quantum leap requires unparadoxical behavior, unusual moves, actions that on the surface often seem to contradict common sense. As human beings, though, we ordinarily just go with the obvious. We fall into a habit of relying on behaviors that seem to have worked for best for us for over the years. And when we take an approach that seems to be very serviceable, which enables us to perform well and succeed, we become very attached to it. We don't readily relinquish that habit pattern. In fact, there is a tendency to follow our favorite approach and more often. So, if you want to accelerate your rate of achievement rapidly, you must search out and vigorously employ new behaviors. So those are easy words, aren't they? To search out and employ new behaviors. So we're just not willing to break out of our current routines, and particularly when they feel like we're successful at what we're doing. But we do have to break out of that if we are going to absolutely sign up for the quantum leap. And he goes on to say, but things that have worked for you in the past could very likely sooner or later lose their serviceability, even if your customary approach still holds promise for maintaining your present level of performance. And that's kind of difficult, isn't it? when we know we've been successful with some patterns that we've been employing and some service and some ways of thinking that we've been employing. And yet, if they can indeed all of a sudden not work, because as we continue to grow, whatever that is not helping us in our growth at all. So when we are wanting to take the quantum leap, we are searching for that experience by means of us, but we have to up that frequency of thinking. We absolutely have to up that frequency of thinking in order to reach a different level to take that quantum leap. So whatever it is that you're longing for, whatever it is that you want in your life is that quantum leap. And it won't happen if you stay at the same frequency and the same rate of thinking. It's just like, what they say is insanity is doing over and over and over what you're continuing to do and thinking that you're going to improve or thinking that you're going to grow. Well, this is the same thing with the quantum leap. You cannot stay at that same frequency of thinking and think that you're going to take that quantum leap. So, for today then, let's practice vigorously searching out and vigorously employing our first, at first, some difference in thinking. Maybe just a higher way, maybe take some different actions, and certainly go into a higher frequency of thinking and taking some different actions. So even, it might feel a little bit uncomfortable at first because we're not used to this, but I think every successful person goes through a whole bunch of uncomfortable bits until they reach it, because it's called growth. So let's go out there and start practicing this searching out and getting the vigorously employing a new way of thinking. Make it a great day. Take care.